Everybody, how's it going? Today is March 3rd, 2022. It is a Thursday. You know what that means? Time for some Monster Strike news. Let's get going without further ado. Of course, if you haven't noticed, there is a new area. It is active now. It has those 5 trials that you need to achieve. You need to replay those stages to pick up enough of those energy to move on to the next level. In return, you're getting these class coins to exchange it for other items, as well as these monsters you can max luck as well. Keep in mind that it's only available for a limited time, so you don't want to wait too long for that. Make sure you make progress on that. Of course, you may have noticed that you've seen some old classic stages on the schedule. If you haven't max lucked them, now's the opportunity to do that. Again, these quests are probably going to be on the easier side, so take a look at them and consider finishing them for max luck. And for those of you who have already finished it, there is an incentive to play them again because the Keusa is there, and that will give you a nice chunk of extra EXP if you can defeat it before it runs away. This also is going to be available for about 2 weeks, so if you want to take advantage of those quests, make sure you do that as well. And even if you don't want to max luck them, play it once so that you get those orbs again. Definitely going to be helpful. We have a new Gozatu coming. I'm pointing the wrong direction again, aren't I? We have a new Gozatu coming. It is going to be Sama there in the water element, and its first appearance will be next week on March 12th, 7 p.m. Japan time. And we have a new version coming. It is going to be version 23.0, and maintenance for this new version will be taking place on March 9th, midnight through 5 a.m. What can we expect in this new update? Well, first is a renewal on the home screen. You'll notice that that the buttons have changed on the bottom right area. One thing is that for co-op play, there's going to be 2 different colors available. One to indicate if somebody in your rooms is looking for a quest, and then if somebody on your friend list is looking for a quest locally. The blue one will indicate a room, and the yellow one will indicate a friend lurking. So I guess if you're actually taking advantage of room, that's helpful. You'll notice that the room button has also been moved from the top right of the screen to above that green button on the right, and you can see barely on the screen, right, like that the schedule and the missions tab have been squished over to the left side. You can also notice that the lock for your private quest, that is now going to be available on the home screen, so you can just do it there directly instead of having to jump one screen over, which I think is nice, right? Because you would have to wait for it to load and then realize, oh, I didn't set a key, or I did set a key. You should be able to do it right away, which is nice. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything else I can see big, but we might see some small changes here and there with the UI, so we'll make sure to take a look at that when it's actually live. Here's a big change, and this is going to be important for those of you, especially since you can't read the text. A lot of you can't read the text, at least. They are changing how the UI is going to look for when you are fusing. They are getting rid of the button that said half fill and full fill, right? And you had like a checkbox for luck or something on the previous page, right? That's not going to be there anymore. You're now going to have 2 options here. You're going to have materials on the left and then luck on the right. And so if you want to fuse materials, you're going to click the left button. That'll include all Morlings and XPs, the turtles. And then the right side will be focused on feeding that monster for luck. Now, I know you guys out there are going to be wondering, whoa, I loved using the half fill, right? I could get that mega fuse, super fuse, and get double bonus. I'm going to have to do that manually now? Don't worry. They thought about that for you. In exchange for that half button being gone, all turtles and all Morlings in the game will have their stats doubled. That means essentially at all times you're getting that mega fuse extravaganza, right? However, this is an important point. There will be no more of the super fuse, Daiseiko thing. That whole concept is going to go away. So essentially you can think of it that the bonus is permanently available. So the same amount of turtles that you've been using at all times, if you've been waiting for Monster Strike Day for that to be 100%, I guess that's interesting. That perk about Monster Strike Day is now going away. Maybe they'll change it to something else. But this is important. That Mega Fuse will no longer exist in the game, right? But in return, you're always getting doubled of everything, so you're not losing anything. So no complaints there. Maybe if you want to complain about Monster Strike Day losing a perk, but that's okay. There's also going to be an update to the Evo material quest. Some of them are going to be shuffled around. These are going to be the 5 new, I think, quests that are available to, you know, basically focus on farming for materials. You can see that there's EXP turtles. Sorry, wrong way again. EXP turtles, and then dragon gems. We got the actual Evo materials like divines and Evo sharls. We got money. I mean, if you're starting out in the game, sure, that's a problem. And the last one is a new thing where we're gonna get a Morling Quest, which I guess is great. I know I'm always struggling with Morling. But here's the changes for these quests. They will all only cost 10 stamina. All the difficulties are reduced to the Jokyu, I think that was hard in English, level. The drop rates of those materials will be increased, which hopefully it's something significant for those of you who are struggling to, you know, get, you know, divine sharls or dragon gems. You know, those are really a pain in the butt to farm for if you need them. The amount of battle counts, right? The number of stages you have to go through has been reduced as well to help you go through, you know, the farming exercise faster, which is really nice. And this is a big one. If you are able to speed clear the quest, you are guaranteed a drop with that speed clear. So make sure you speed clear. I don't think it should be a difficulty, but being able to get a guaranteed drop at least from that is a nice change for me. Alright, that's it for the updates. There might be some other small updates coming down along the line. Of course, you can tune in to this channel here to see it once it is live, or I guess the next day after it's live, where I will go through everything and make sure that you don't miss out on any of the smaller updates. So if you haven't already, subscribe and make sure you don't miss that. But we've got a new Geki Jushin Sai exclusive coming. It is the Guardians exclusive Polaris, and art looks really nice. We got 2 forms, of course. We've got form 1, which is the Nova form, Shinsei. Here we go. We've got Super Minesweeper, Null Speed Down Wall, Water Resist, and Super Strike Shot Turn Axel on the main. On the gauge, we have Null Block and Water Slayer. Strike Shot is a 16+8 speed and power up, and it will reduce the slowdown rate of herself as well as any other touched friendly units. The bomb combo for her is a defense speed up and a Chozetsu blast. Well, I mean, take a look at those nulls. We got 3. Super Minesweeper, which is always nice to see. And you've also got Speed Down Wall and Null Block, which is, you know, pretty good set of extra, of the new set of gimmicks to have. You've got a Resist and a Slayer, along with the, a nice, you know, assisting ability with that Strike Shot Turn Axel. So, you know, not bad, not bad. I know people were comparing her to, a bounce version of Zadkiel. We'll see, but interesting stats for sure. Next up is we got form number 2, which is the Pole Star version of Polaris. Of course, right, she represents the North Star. Her version here is going to be Super Null Gravity Barrier, Super Null Wind with Counter Slayer, as well as Bump Combo Boost M. On the gauge, we've got Null Block and a Super Strike Shot Turn Reducer. Strike Shot herself is a 12+8 turn bash and counter mode. Again, that works really nice because you are guaranteed to attach to that boss, hopefully, when you use it, and unleash her bump combos, which is a set of twin reflect laser EL4s in both direction, right? We got the natural and then the reverse. So that's going to be a pretty strong set of bump combos, assuming there's no laser barriers in the way. Of course, she's a blast type. You also get a nice, you know, null gravity barrier. Super null gravity barrier is always nice. Super null wind, of course, increases her attack depending on the amount of warps there. And counter slayer on the main, that is going to be very nice. I think you're going to see a lot of power out of her for sure. And of course, as is the case with new exclusives, we got alternate strike shot voices available. If you want to pick up an alternate strike shot voice, even if you don't have her yet, you can buy it for just 5 luck in the Luck Exchange store, and that is available on every March's, or this year's March's Monster Strike Day. So the 10th, 20th, 30th. If you're interested, don't forget to pick it up. This week's Transcension is going to be Perry. Art looks amazing. I like it. Her stats here: Super Null Damage Wall, Flight, Strike Shot, Turn Axle, and Speed Mode. We've got on the gauge Super Null Warp and Vital Killer. Strike Shot is a 20+8 attack up every damage wall hit. Again, a little bit harder to use, but in return the multipliers is quite tasty, so definitely worth something to take a look at. And the bump combo is a Gozatu Splitting Pierce Shockwave 3 along with a Super Status Effect Recovery Blast. Sorry, I didn't reduce the font there to get it onto separate lines. Yeah. Super Damage Wall, right? Get some bonus attack with Damage Wall hit. Flight, I mean, you don't always want Minesweeper, so that's always an interesting combo there. Speed Mode I always like to see, and got no warp, and of course that Vital Killer is pretty nice. So yeah, I mean, it's just gonna be a warp. Well, I guess not just, it's 3, but no wind block or speed down wall, so interesting to see where she will shine. This week's Transcension Kai is going to be Siegfried. I mean the art is a complete change from his previous. Excuse the awkward cut because Past Me screwed up and was talking about the wrong, character set for Siegfried here. So Future Scott is here to fix Past Scott's misgivings. So here is, well, I guess you're not going to even see it, so you won't know. But here is the actual chart for Siegfried. He has no warp, Etherean, Dragon, Slayer, EL, that is Genju and Dragon View. He also has a Resist M for both the Dragon and the Etherean types as well. And of course, this is the one I forgot. He does have a gauge ability, Super Null Speed Down Well, which is going to be nice in conjunction with his Null Warp and his Connect skill, which is Null Damage Wall, along with Super Strike Shot Turn Reducer. Those Connect abilities are activated if you can have at least one monster on your team that has 350 or more speed, or your team's total luck is at least 100. The Strike Shot for Siegfried is a 12+8 speed up, and he turns invincible for a set amount of turns. And his bump combo is a Dark Twin One-Way Laser EL, along with a Gozatu All Element Homing 15. Now, of course, let's just get it out of the way. That All Element Homing 15 is a garbage bump combo. I hate when I see that every time. I was afraid that Iris was going to get it just because she was the rainbow representative, right? So, it's just disappointing to see, right? Because, a majority of those, bullets are not going to have any bonus attached to them. One of them could even have a detriment, right? So, but I mean, the skill set is not bad, right? You've got a nice set of Slayers on them, so if you're able to take advantage of that twin one-way laser, you have Siegfried on the bottom of the map, and you get that Dragon or Etherean EL Slayer on that. That's pretty nice. Skill set, of course, we got Wall, Warp, and Super Null Speed Down Wall, which is not bad of a set, right? You got 2 of the classics, 1 of the new with the Null Speed Down Wall, so certainly will be interesting to see where he can shine. And of course, super balanced type, so if you're taking on light elements, that one-way laser is going to do even more damage than usual. So yeah, definitely interesting. Alright, so Future Scott is done fixing Past Scott's problem. Can go back to him and see how we finish off that video. And that is it for this week's Monster Strike news. Not too hefty. Next week is going to be the same time as usual for the news. And here are next week's Lucky Monsters. Hopefully you have at least 3 so that you can maximize your output for the week. And that is it for me today. If you have any questions with the latest news, let me know in the comments below. And of course, if you haven't already, or you want to find the slides again in a more convenient way, you can join us on the Discord channel. It is available in a dedicated channel for the news. Also, ENG Monst has the slides posted as well if you want to look at it there. And of course, like I said earlier, if you want to make sure you don't miss out when the update drops and to see how things are looking afterwards, make sure you hit that subscribe button and you get the latest and greatest news from this channel. And that is it for me today. Thank you for watching. Until next time. Bye bye.